Hello and welcome to Coxie's Picks, and today you may remember these as my V1 TCH covers, and obviously these are pretty in pink, but what we need to do is we want to upgrade these to my version 2. So things that I was upset with, the finish on the top, I don't know if the camera's going to show it, but if I just run my nail across it, you can hear that it's ridged because 3D printers struggle with curves on a vertical plane. So even though that is the shape of the cover that I wanted, I decided to change it. And also I wasn't happy with this point, even though on design it looks swishy, and I thought, yep, that's the one for me. But the point, no, I've kind of fell out of love with it. So what we need to do is we need to use the V2 cover, which I've got here, right? And as you can see, we've now got a flat surface, right, which allows me to do a polished finish, so I can run my nail across it and it's completely smooth, right? And I've also been able to remove the point because I wasn't a fan of it, right? And I've also tweaked the curves here so it's more stylistic, I suppose is the word I'm looking for, right? As well as I've put some strengthening bars in as well, just to reinforce it should someone become a bit more aggressive with it. So what we need to do is we'll get these off to one side. I think the term is scales rather than covers, not sure. All right, and so we'll remove the Chicago screws that I've been using, he says. Let's try with a bigger one. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the scales off, and looking inside you can see that my old printer was a nightmare. So goodbye, don't need them. Hello version 2. Right, so when you're installing these things, it's always a good idea to make sure that you've got the keyholes up first and that you line up the keyhole with a keyhole, because otherwise you might have some real problems later on. Right, I personally like seeing the rivet side over on this bit. So let's push this through. There we go. Just like this. Feed the rivets in. There we go. So they're all sitting in. And then line them up like so. And then flip it over and you can see that they've poked through quite nicely. Now what you're going to do is you're going to line up one wavy side with the other wavy side, like so, right, and then push through, and we're just going to put a couple of turns on this one just to get it in position. There we go. I think that one's going, felt good. Right, and then over onto this one, get that one to come through. There we go. That's that one binding. And then what we need to do is, because I've slightly off-centered the holes to make the covers really tight, is you kind of force against it, push on the back, line it up so you can get the thread in, and then tighten it up, and that pulls it into position. And with the last one, it's a little bit trickier, but it's exactly the same process. Just line it up, and then it binds it in. Okay, so what you're going to do then is you're then going to follow it around, but you want to go corner to corner, corner to corner, right, so it brings the covers in nice and tight in a uniform fashion. So over we go. That one's spinning freely. We'll come back to that one. There we go, that one's snug. That one's snug. That one is snug. Okay, so this one is the only one that's not snug. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a little bit of a love tap, right, just to poke it through and help it on its way, just like that. So there we go. Oh, might have to undo that one and start again. Thread doesn't feel very nice, so we'll just tap that one a little bit more. There we go. And let's just line it up again with our eyeballs. Who would have thought 4 screws would keep me entertained? Right. I see. Okay. So go for that side. It's dropped in, and then line up. And because I'm putting force on it, I'm just pushing it straight back out the other side like a noob. But I think that has now bit. Feels good. Is good. Okay, so let's just look. That all looks nice and level. That's all nice and done. And there we are. So we have just done a version 1 to version 2 uplift, which I think is kind of cool. But if you've managed to stay this far into the video, I've got a little surprise for you. These are going to go to a new home. But whose home? I don't know. That's up to you guys to find out. So, what I want you to do is comment using the word pink in a sentence. So it could be something simple like, I really like those pink handcuffs, or pink really suits you, or pink's my favourite colour. As long as you use the word pink in the comments. And then 2 weeks from now I'll do a comment drawing, and these will go off to a lovely new home. So like I said, version 1 to version 2. Oh, and I'm not a complete meanie. I will include a key as well. Stay safe everyone, and I shall see you in the next video. Good luck and goodbye.